All right, so now that we know what React.js is and why we should use it, now we need to prepare our environment for the rest of the course. All right, so we're not going to do anything too crazy here. We're just going to install some basic software that we need. All right, so first of all, we're going to need Sublime Text, which is a text editor. And, well, I shouldn't say you need this. You're free to use whatever text editor you'd like, but this is what we'll be using. I would recommend it. It's really simple, but it's also powerful and does what we need it to do. All right. Next thing we're going to install is Node.js, which will give us a web server. And the main reason we're going to install it now as opposed to later on is because when we're using React, there's certain things that Google Chrome isn't going to let us do if we're just running an HTML file on the file system. We need some kind of host. All right, so we're going to build a very, very simple web server with Node.js and Express, which is a Node module. All right, and the next thing we're going to add is, this isn't required, but I would suggest it. Git for Windows. It obviously comes with the Git version control system, but that's not the main reason why I want it. I want it because it comes with a tool called Git Bash, which is it's a command line tool for Windows that is a little more powerful than just using the Windows command line. Gives us some extra Unix tools to work with. So we're going to get that installed. And then the last thing is going to be something called React Developer Tools, and this is a Google Chrome extension, but I do believe that Firefox has a plugin as well. All right, if you're using Firefox and maybe even Safari. It's not, it's not required, but it'll give us some extra information down in the Chrome tools. It'll show us things like properties and state and all that. All right, so let's go ahead and download Sublime Text 2. I'm on Windows 64-bit, so that's what I'm going to grab. Now this course it should be cross-platform, so if you're using a Mac or Linux, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. All right, so let's open that up. And all these installations are really self-explanatory. Pretty much just clicking next the whole time. All right, so that's installed. Let's go ahead and just add a shortcut. Okay, where's my little Windows search thing? Ah, there it is. All right, so let's see, we want Sublime Text 2, and I'm going to open the file location, and then I'm just going to send this to the desktop. All right, so we get that out of the way. Now for Node.js, there's a really simple Windows installer, and if you're using Linux, you can use your package managers or however you'd like to install it. All right, so let's open that. This pretty much, we're just going to go through it using all the defaults. All right, so that's installed. Next thing is the Git Bash tool, so we're just going to click on this button down here. Okay, we'll go ahead and run that. Okay, so most of these we're going to choose the default. This one right here, we're going to choose the last version. It just adds some optional Unix tools to the Windows command prompt. And then the rest of them I'm just going to leave as default. Alright, so that's done. Now for the developer tools, we're in the Chrome store. I'm just going to click Add to Chrome, Add Extension, and that should install it. Alright, now to use this, you actually have to be on a web page that's using React. So let's go to just the React.js homepage. And if we go ahead and open Chrome Tools with F12, you can see we now have a React tab. Alright, and if we click on that, you can see we have all of our properties, states, You can see all the tags over here that's created with JSX. All right, so and the values. So we'll get into this later on. Like I said, this isn't required, but it will give you some extra information that could be really helpful. All right, so that's all I want to get for now. Let's just, I want to get an icon for the Git bash tool as well. So let's open file location, and then I'm just going to send it to my desktop. All right, and let's verify that Node and NPM are installed. NPM stands for Node Package Manager or Node Package Modules, and it's basically just a way to download extra modules. All right, for instance, Express is a web server / framework module that we're going to be using. All right, so let's just say Node V. Okay, so we have version 4.2.1. You could say NPM V version 2.14.7, and if yours is different, that's fine. And all I want to do now is just set up a project folder, just so we can work in. We'll be doing a complete project at the end of the course, but we'll do little, I guess, mini projects in between. So I'm just going to create a folder on my C drive and just call it projects. All right, and then let's see, if I open up Sublime Text, we can add the folder to our Sublime Text project. C drive, oops, floppy drive. Projects, okay, and now we can see the files in the sidebar. All right, so in the next video, we're going to go ahead and get the web server set up. If you don't know anything about Node.js or Express or any of that, it's fine. Just follow along, and it's really not that difficult. I think the server code is like 15 lines or something like that. All right, so we'll get into that next.